31 Days of Oddtober presents 10 weird Halloween laws you should remember to have a fun-filled Halloween.
Welcome to Odd Spots on the Travel Oddities podcast. This is Amy, my co-host tonight, for this wonderful Oddtober celebration. Mr. Manzer.
Mr. Lawbreaker, you know what I'm saying?
Aw, breaking the law.
Breaking the law, you know what I mean?
You're such a rebel.
Growing up.
You're like Johnny Castle from
You know
Dirty
what I
Dancing.
did?
What'd you do?
What? I used to tear the tags off of pillows.
Ooh, that's hot.
You want to come hang out?
Yeah. You wanna come smoke a cigarette?
Let's go smoke a cigarette and have a few sips of beer.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and pretend like we're driving in my parents' car.
Right on.
Maybe even put it into gear. So, in terms of doing things that are just bad for you,
Yes.
there's some Halloween laws.
There are a few out there,
Yeah.
and we usually only cover what's in America. There's some really good ones that are overseas, so I think we're going to hit on those also. Because we have international listeners.
We do have international listeners. Guten Tag.
We're a big thing. We're doing the dang
We're
thing.
doing it. We're like the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
We're kind of a big deal. People don't realize.
we're the best thing since sliced bread, like the cheap stuff.
Absolutely.
So anyway, laws.
So, top 10 laws, weird Halloween laws that you kind of need to remember. Number 1, in Dublin, Georgia, you can't go out in public wearing a mask if you are under the age of 16.
If you're under the
If
age,
you were under the age of 16.
okay. So let me see if I'm hearing this.
Yes.
You can't wear a mask outside if you're under the age of 16.
Right.
Wouldn't it be the reverse?
I would think so, but maybe it's a safety thing. In New York, there are laws prohibiting wearing masks since they've been on the books since like the 1800s.
That's great. Now I can see it because there are certain businesses, that a lot of businesses participate with the, you go into certain like a barbershop or Supercuts or whatever, and they give out free candy.
Right.
And a lot of them will post a sign that says no masks allowed
Absolutely,
indoors. So I granted, not the same thing. It's the same, but it's not. So I get it. But under 16, I thought that was what it's all
that's
about.
kinda weird. In Walnut Creek, California, you cannot wear a mask in public without getting a permit from the sheriff.
Man, come
That's
on.
a sheriff's department that has nothing better to do.
Seriously.
Number 2, it is illegal to wear clown costumes in Vendrages, France.
Or anymore.
It's illegal to wear them on Halloween. Can't wear the costume. You can't wear the makeup if you're over 12 years of age.
So when I think France, one thing that comes to mind are mimes and clowns. And so to me, that just makes utter nonsense.
It's just weird. But, you shouldn't be dressing up over the age of 12 for mischievous activities.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Like, I think we have to remember that Halloween is a kid thing, too.
Yeah.
And we have to respect that innocence. So, in the town of Belleville, Missouri, you can't ask for candy on Halloween if you have passed the 8th grade or the age of an 8th grader.
Really?
Yes. Kids only.
I get it.
I can totally dig that.
You got the teenagers wanting the big candy bars.
Yes.
And yeah, there's nothing cute. I'm sorry. If I see somebody dressed in a costume that's over 6 feet tall,
Yeah.
5 feet tall,
Yeah.
I'm more scared that they're going to rob me than I am that they're going to try to get a handful of candy.
It's kind of where I'm at. Do you hand out Halloween candy?
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to before I liked candy too much.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those that it's not a matter of, okay, I want to get the bag over with. I'm generous.
I am too.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, because the thing is, if you've ever been a kid that got candy.
Yes. You have to give out good candy and you have to give out a lot of it.
And they didn't do toothbrushes.
Oh, no.
And silliness when we were kids.
Apples.
No.
Who freaking does that?
Because you knew the neighborhood, number one, you knew the neighborhoods to go to.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a
Nichols Hills in Oklahoma City.
There's
very
a method.
old, affluent neighborhood.
It's a strategy.
Oh, yeah.
You got it mapped out.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I am usually not home on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I am, I have 2 large boxers who think every time the door rings or every time somebody knocks, it's for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they love everybody. So it can be a pain in the butt having them because they want to personally greet everybody that comes to my door. But, I have, put the dogs downstairs and handed out Halloween candy. In my neighborhood, usually the people that come by are just the locals. And, oh yeah, I always have good candy for them. So Fun stuff. In Rehoboth, Delaware, you can't celebrate Halloween on the Halloween day if October the 31st falls on Sunday. Trick-or-treating must take place on October 30th between 6 and 8 p.m. You may be fined up to $150 for violating this law.
Look, when we were kids, when I remember being on the south side of Oklahoma City,
if it was on a Tuesday, you trick-or-treated on Tuesday.
And you did it until, like, literally, you may be lights behind you being turned off.
Absolutely.
As you're making your way down the street.
Absolutely.
And there was Sunday, Monday, it didn't matter.
And I remember everybody, because I grew up in the hood, and everybody handed out candy.
Everybody.
Even the poor folks.
Even the poor folks had candy.
Yeah. It was a given. And one year, I was like, 12 years old. I got into a lot of trouble right before Halloween, and I wasn't allowed to go trick-or-treating. Oh, I was heartbroken, and I had to stay home and hand out candy. It was bad, but we handed out a lot of candy, so.
Because I don't know, how old were you when you stopped trick-or-treating?
I think that was probably the last
and
year.
That's the thing,
I was
like,
about 12 years old.
Your typical cutoff. So you were, your senior year of trick-or-treating was thwarted because of bad behavior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because then I was a teenager the next year, and
like,
that's not cool, you know?
Not cool.
I'm 13 now, man.
I'm going to go smoke.
Right?
Yeah.
So, the use, sale, possession, or distribution of silly string is prohibited in Hollywood, California from 12 a.m. on October 31st until 12 p.m. on November 1st. You may be fined up to $1,000 for just holding the can of silly string. What kind of crap is that?
Hollywood, California.
I know.
California, the state of California has had legal marijuana since the mid-90s. It's Tinseltown, USA.
Yes. But, silly string is very flammable. Did you know that?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. It'll catch on fire.
Yeah, but don't be a PUI about it.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
I was in a bar one time, and we were having a birthday party for a friend of ours, and somebody started spraying silly string, and I guess it landed on a cigarette or some kind of open flame, and it caught on fire.
Oh.
It was wicked.
I bet. I mean, in that case, I could see why they might poo-poo it a little bit.
I could see a safety thing, but come on. It's silly string for goodness
It's silly
sakes.
string for God's
And it's not like if you spray it on stuff, it's not like an egg.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you egg somebody's house, it leaves the residue. It's hard to get off. If you spray silly string, it's silly string. It dries.
Right.
You can't wear a mustache when you are attending church on Halloween in Alabama, as it may make people laugh if it is amusing.
I must ask you why you would do that.
Why not? So the law prohibits fake facial hair of any kind. No mustache, no goatee, no woolly man beard like the two of you have. Private companies or stores in California may bar you from entering even on October 31st if you are wearing a costume.
Really?
Yes. We spoke about it earlier. It's a safety issue. So
safety schmafety.
I don't know, man. If you're working in a retail outlet and there's a possibility you could get robbed by someone wearing a mask, I can see where it's intimidating.
Perhaps.
Perhaps what?
Perhaps it would be intimidating because... Yes, it would be intimidating because, Michael Myers coming in to buy a pair of panties is kind of suspicious.
Speaking of men wearing panties, have you ever worn a corset?
I have not, but I hear that they're a lot more comfortable now than they were back in the, early 19th century.
And the answer to that is no. Whoever told you that, lies.
They're not comfortable now?
They are horribly uncomfortable.
Really?
Now, we're not talking being stabbed with whale bones.
Right.
But no, there's nothing comfortable about wearing a corset.
Mm.
And I've always been a husky girl.
Right.
Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it works well for little bitty girls. No, it sucks. You can't breathe. You can't move right.
So would you have been, you'd have been more likely like a madam?
I'm running the hooker house. I'm just saying, and we've said this before.
Smoking
I think I said
cigar.
this on just the other episode.
Would you smoke a cigar? Just walk around and be all tough?
No clove cigarettes, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. With a flask of whiskey shoved in the side of my bosom.
Telling the men what for?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, could totally handle that. So, and the reason I asked about the corsets, women are not allowed to wear corsets in Maryville, Missouri.
No?
Not at all.
That's weird.
God bless Maryville, Missouri. They know. It sucks wearing a corset.
It sucks wearing a corset.
You shouldn't have to do it. Corsets can be dangerous depending on how you wear them. So,
and if you wear them too often, they can be not so good.
Absolutely. They can narrow your rib cage.
Yeah, you see people that do that to shape their body.
Absolutely.
To give them that hourglass.
Dita Von Teese,
that Dita Von Teese look, which...
Oh, she's dreamy.
Dita.
Yeah, she's totally dreamy.
She is.
Last and certainly not least, the country of Jordan has made Halloween and its celebrations completely illegal.
Why?
Because it's Jordan. And from what I understand, it has to do with religious and cultural social beliefs.
And I can understand that.
I cannot. I don't think any religion should be imposed on someone. I don't think my religious beliefs should make you do or not do certain things. That's not fair.
That's why we live where we live, though.
Absolutely. God bless America. Sorry.
That is, freedom isn't free. Freedom cost $1.05.
That's 7-Eleven.
No, Team America World Police. Look it up. Have you never seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
That's where you learn to be a true patriot.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Wow. Awesome. Well, that is my list of weird Halloween laws.
Yes, it is. And, I'm having a blast. Can you tell?
You look thrilled.
Week 1.
Oh, yeah. Week 1, Oddtober.
We're doing it. Oddtober. This is it.
Absolutely. Putting out a show every single day. You guys are sticking with us. There's plenty more to come.
Are you okay? You say they're sticking with us. Me and Harley are sticking with you because you have been cracking the whip.
Okay, folks. There are 31 shows that we have to do. We decided to do this months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 2 weeks. When we first started recording these, it's 2 weeks before the first show has to be put out, and we have nothing done.
Well, anyway, it has been a pleasure. So get out there, find yourself a Halloween law, and break that mother. You know what I mean? Do it.
Right? Absolutely.
Go wear a mustache in church.
Wear a corset. Do your thing.
Walk into Christie's toy box with a mask on your face.
And if anybody sees Dita Von Teese, tell her we said what's up.
Well, this has been Travel Oddities. Hey, we even though we're in the throes of 31 days of October, November will be here before you know it. If you have suggestions for shows, give us a call on the odd line, 7865-ODDITY. We're also online at
Facebook.
Yes.
Twitter at Travel Odd Pod.
Mm-hmm.
TravelOddities.com.
That's right.
Feedback at TravelOddities.com if you want to send us an email.
Send us an email. Let us know what's going on out there.
Send us your ghost story. Send us an email. Send us whatever. Send us pictures.
Yes, and new members to the group, thanks for joining. Find us Facebook. Send us pictures. We want to know what you're doing so we know what to do next. Well, this has been an Odd Spot Travel Oddities podcast. I'm Brett.
I'm Amy.
Peace.